Hello everyone, how are you? Welcome to another singing lesson, another vocal technique class. Have you ever stopped to think that music is nothing more than the combination of many different distances between notes? Short distances, long distances, and today we are going to talk a little about that, as well as practice with some exercises. These distances are what we call intervals. So the music we sing, the music we listen to, is essentially a combination of many intervals, musical intervals. Just as any instrumentalist knows how to play each one of these intervals, we as singers must also learn to control all of them with our voices. We need to be able to sing them accurately. The thing is, when we think about a song, we usually don't think about these distances. For example, when you sing Happy Birthday, you sing Happy Birthday to you.
Parabéns pra você.
You don't consciously think about the short distance followed by a larger one. For instance,
Por exemplo, parabéns pra vô. Então, parabéns pra
that first part is a shorter
pra
distance.
vô.
Then, Happy Birthday to you. That part covers a larger distance. Do you think about that when you sing? No, right? Neither do I. But we do need to practice exercises that allow us to control these distances. That way, when it's time to sing any piece, even something as simple as Happy Birthday, it won't come out off key. So these distance exercises, where we learn to control these intervals with our voice, are essentially exercises in pitch accuracy. Now it is time. We are going to work on intonation. Let's take the example of a pianist. A pianist must be able to play one of the smallest distances we have. I say one of the smallest because I am speaking within our Western system. All right? In the East, there are even smaller intervals, which I will one day address when we talk about curiosities in the history of music. But for now, in our practice in this singing lesson, we are going to do an exercise. A pianist needs to be able to play a very short distance. For example, from C to C sharp. It is such a small distance that it almost feels like the note has not changed at all. But it has.
Dó sustenido, dó.
If I play C then C sharp and back to C, I am playing this minimum interval. When we hear it, it may sound almost like the same note, or as though the second note is slightly off, as if it should be closer to the first. Yet that difference truly exists. Any instrumentalist can perform this interval on their instrument, and for us it is no different. We must also be able to sing these distances. As singers, as voice students, as people who enjoy singing, even at karaoke, we need to learn to produce both the shortest intervals and the widest ones. For example, this shorter distance contrasts with much larger intervals. Through this new series of perception exercises that we will now practice, focused on intonation, we are going to develop our auditory perception. The goal is for you to hear, recognize, and reproduce these distances, these notes that we practice together, while also training our vocal muscles so they can respond faithfully to what our brain perceives. It's fascinating, isn't it? For example, you hear this sound. Your ear sends the message to the brain. There it is, the brain recognizes it. You understood, right? But then the brain sends a command for your voice to reproduce it. And if your vocal muscles are not ready, not properly trained, you cannot actually sing it. So we need to bring these two elements together, auditory perception and the coordination of our vocal muscles. For this exercise, we are going to sing
Now, now, now.
If that sound doesn't feel familiar yet, think of Spielberg's Jaws. When the shark is approaching and the tension rises, you know the feeling. If you run, it catches you. If you stay, it devours you. That musical idea, that sound symbolism is built from this very interval, a tense interval. It appears not only in Jaws, but also in horror and suspense soundtracks. Imagine, for example, a thief sneaking into a house, climbing the stairs. The music uses this kind of interval to create that sense of tension. So let's try it now.
Now, now, now. Now, now, now. Now, now, now. Now, now, now. Now, now, now. Now, now, now. Now, now, now. Now, now, now. Now, now, now. Now, now, now. Now, now, now. Now, 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 now,
We are now moving through G, A, and D flat. We have gone a little higher, but we are still not in the very high register yet. We have managed to raise the exercises slightly, and I will always try to bring the vocalizes a little higher. Later on, I will prepare a playlist of intermediate lessons, and there we will really explore the higher notes. For now, however, we will remain in this middle range, touching both the lower register and the beginning of the higher register so that we can work on these areas thoroughly. If this felt easy for you, that is excellent. If it was difficult, go only as far as it remains comfortable. What I mean is, do not strain, do not force your throat, do not force your voice. If you notice tension building, slow down and proceed with care. Always keep the exercise comfortable for your voice. Now, in this last exercise with nao, we also used some open vowels. Until now, we have often practiced vocalizes with closed vowels. For instance, nai or view, always using I or you. This time, however, it is important that we practice with both open and closed vowels. Open vowels are very helpful for higher notes. Why? Because in order to produce high notes well, we need space, greater openness in the vocal tract. That is why vowels such as A, E, and O work particularly well for the higher register. For middle and lower notes, on the other hand, it is useful to focus on closed vowels such as U and I. Of course, in actual songs, you will also encounter high notes on closed vowels. When I say closed vowels, think of I and U. Notice how the sound feels narrower, I, U, but with a E, O, we open more space, which helps the voice resonate freely in the higher range. That is why it is usually easier to sing higher notes when using an open vowel rather than a closed one. Of course, there are many songs with high notes on closed vowels, and in those cases, we simply rely on technique to manage them. Proper technique allows us to reach those notes, but it is generally much easier to sing high notes on open vowels than on closed ones. The purpose of this exercise is for you to be able to sing this very small interval, the minor second, but be very careful, because it is such a short distance, the chance of going off pitch is quite high. This is especially true as we move into the higher register. Even though mathematically the distance is always the same, it often feels as though the higher notes are even closer together. For example, moving from C to C, sharp in the upper range, may seem like an even smaller distance than in the lower register. Here is a useful tip. Many people ask me, but how do I know if I am singing correctly? If I am in tune? The answer is very simple. Record yourself. Use your phone to record the vocalize and then listen back and compare. Ask yourself, am I producing the exact same note I am hearing? It must be exactly the same. If not, you are out of tune. And if you are off pitch, notice whether you sang sharper than the note you heard or flatter. In this way, you can gradually improve the accuracy of your intonation. I truly hope this lesson has added something valuable to your practice and has helped you in some way. If you enjoyed it, please give the video a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel for more lessons. That support really helps me a lot. Thank you so much,